Hey guys, today I'm sharing with you my fried chicken recipe, one of my many fried chicken recipes, probably my favorite so far out of all of my fried chicken recipes. This is absolutely delicioso. Let's go right ahead and get started. I have some culantro leaves here that I have washed. I have broke them in half. That's why it looks like it's a lot more. But this is probably about 6 to 8 leaves. It's still a lot, but we're seasoning some chicken and we want that flavor. So I've washed these really well and I broke them in half and I placed them in my blender cup here. Now, if you don't have culantro, you can go ahead and use cilantro leaves. And if you are using cilantro, you want to go ahead and use like a good cupful of the cilantro leaves, just so we get that amazing flavor. And I also have some cloves of garlic here. Now I'm going to be using about 6 to 8 cloves of garlic. Now some of these are smaller cloves, very tiny cloves. I've also gone ahead and washed my garlic cloves really well. I'm going to place them in a small blender cup here. If you don't have a blender cup like this, you can just go ahead and finely mince together your culantro and grate your garlic. To that, I'm going to add in a 1/4 cup of vinegar, just regular vinegar, and a 1/4 cup of water. I'm going to cover this up and blend this until it is a smooth paste. After we have blended that lovely, we're going to go ahead and pour this into a bowl, a large bowl. And we're going to start adding in some heavy cream. Now, heavy cream is what's going to make this super rich and just so amazing. Gonna add in 1 cup of heavy cream as well as 1 cup of whole milk. Now the vinegar that we added to the garlic and the culantro with the milk and the heavy cream is gonna create this sort of buttermilk mixture, if you will. We're gonna add in about a good 1/2 teaspoon or so of black pepper, as well as a good teaspoon of salt. I'm going to add that in. Now this is going to be seasoning our chicken as well, so you want to make sure it is well seasoned. Mix that all together really well to make sure the salt and the black pepper and everything is evenly distributed, and it is a lovely thick sauce that we're going to place our chicken pieces in. Now I have some drumsticks, some legs, and some wings with the skin on. You do want to make sure that the skin is still on your chicken. You can use legs and thighs. You can use whatever kind of chicken you want. It's your fried chicken. I prefer using smaller pieces of meat like the legs and the wings so that they fry really well and they don't burn on the outside without being cooked on the inside. But that's completely up to you. I'm going to submerge all of my chicken pieces into my mixture here to make sure that it's nice and snug and it's covered as best as we can. Now I have a knife here, and since my hand is already in this chicken, I'm going to go ahead and poke some holes in the chicken. You can do this before you put them in the mixture, but like I said, my hands are already in there. Just going to do it one time. Make some holes throughout the chicken, like 2 to 3 holes. We're not going all the way through, but we're just poking nice little pieces of holes so the mixture kind of gets in there and gets some flavor inside of the chicken. Gonna make that nice and submerged in there, and this has to marinate for at least 2 hours. This is where it differs from my other recipes. I really feel that the longer this marinates, the better. I really suggest 2 hours at least. If you could do it overnight, that is the best option. But we have a big plastic bowl here. No, not a bowl. That's not a bowl. Hello. A big plastic bag here that I've gone ahead and placed in some flour. You want to use about 3 cups of flour. And to that, I'm going to add in some chili powder. You want a good about tablespoon of chili powder. I'll have everything listed below for you. We're going to add in some chili powder and also some like all-purpose seasoning. If you don't have that, you can just leave it out. About a good tablespoon of that. Now some of these seasoning spices may have sodium in it, may have some salt, so you do want to check the sodium amount to be careful you don't add too much salt. Also some dried oregano. Add that in. I'll have all the amounts that I'm using listed below. Also some Cajun seasoning. I love the flavor of Cajun seasoning, so I'm going to go ahead and add it in. If you don't have it, just leave it out. Use what you've got. Pretty much that's it. Use what you've got. Also going to go in with some onion powder as well as some garlic powder. We really want to make sure that our flour mixture is really well seasoned as well. So some onion and some garlic powder. So again, these seasonings, the Cajun, the complete seasoning, may have sodium in it, so you do want to just be careful with the amount of salt that you add in. I'm adding in some smoked paprika. You can just use regular paprika. As well as a good amount of black pepper. Black pepper has such amazing flavor. As well as some salt. I'm adding in about maybe a teaspoon of salt or so because again, everything's already pretty seasoned. We're going to go ahead and seal our bag up and mix this together really well. If you don't want to use a Ziploc bag, go ahead and use a large bowl and mix together really, really, really well all of the spices with the flour. Make sure that it's really well incorporated. You don't want to have one big pocket of spice and one place with absolutely none at all. So go ahead and mix it really well. Now after a couple hours or so of our chicken marinating, again, I really believe that it needs to be a few hours. I have a plate here. I've got my seasoning floured mixture and I've got my chicken. As you can see, that heavy cream mixture is already coating that chicken lovely. That chicken is fully coated and it's not even dripping off. It's stuck to that chicken, okay? That goodness is stuck to it. Now, if you want spicy fried chicken, go ahead and blend up a hot pepper with your culantro and garlic. Add some hot sauce, pepper sauce to this mixture, whatever you want. And we're going to go ahead and now we're going to add in some large eggs to our chicken. Now, if you want to go ahead and make a separate egg wash and then dip each piece of chicken in, you are free to do that, but nope. This mama is making things easy on herself, and I'm just going to go ahead and break these eggs right in. 3 large eggs. I roughly estimate about 1 egg per pound of chicken, and I'm using roughly about 3 pounds of chicken here. So I'm going to mix together that egg really well to make sure that it's coating everything and mixed together really well with the chicken. After our chicken is beautifully coated, we're going to go ahead and add 1 piece of a chicken at a time to our flour. You can mix together, shake the bag around and mix it together really well. I'm just going to use my hands. It's much easier. But you really want to make sure as well that you take at least 10 seconds to really coat this. I like to just toss it around, toss it around, toss it around for about 10 seconds to make sure that every piece of that chicken is coated in the flour. Shake off any excess and place it on our plate that we have sitting there. I'm going to finish up and do all of my chicken pieces. Do not discard your flour mixture until you're completely done with your chicken, because as your chicken is sitting on the plate, sometimes it may absorb the flour and you may just want to re-dip it, give it a little gentle mix in the flour after. So we're just going to continue on, and when I am finished here, I have a pot with some vegetable oil that is heating up. It's about 2 to 3 inches up the sides of my pot. I'm using a small pot, so I'm only going to do 2 pieces of chicken at a time. My heat is on medium heat. You don't want your heat on too high because your chicken's going to burn on the outside without cooking on the inside. So you do want to make sure that your heat is on medium heat. I'm going to add in 2 pieces of chicken at a time. A good way to test if your oil is ready is to place the back of a wooden spoon into the bottom of the pot, and if you see bubbles, you know your oil is nice and hot. I also have a plate lined with some napkins, so when my chicken pieces are done, I'm going to remove them on there. Now these pieces of chicken are going to cook for 15 minutes in total. After 5 minutes, I'm going to come and give them a little flip around. Let them go for another 5 minutes on the next side. After that 5 minutes, I'm going to come flip them back around. As you can see, it's already getting a beautiful coating crispy, nice, crunchy goodness. Flip it back around to the original side and let it go for another 5 minutes. So 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. 15 minutes in total, just to make sure that chicken is fully cooked through. If you're using thighs, you might just want to let it go a little bit longer. Remove it and place it on your plate. And that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, you're going to continue frying the rest of your chicken, obviously, but that's pretty much it for the recipe. I will have everything listed below in the description box for you. Like I said, if your chicken pieces are on that plate and start absorbing that flour, just go ahead and give it a little mix around again in that flour mixture and continue making your fried chicken pieces. This is it's not difficult. It's a little bit time consuming because we have to let it marinate for a while, but it is worth it. It is so juicy, it is flavorful, and it is amazing. It's delicious. What else can I say? But it's delicious. I will have all the amounts listed below in the description box for you guys. If you guys tried it and you enjoy it, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.